We're back on COEW Wrestling for Pete Dunne versus Burn, and not Burn, I mean Edward, and immediately CM Punk coming out attacking EdwardP123 before his match against Pete Dunne, and now immediately security coming out here to get CM Punk out of the way. Pete Dunne inside of the ring, Edward being taken out on the outside. What, the referee calling for the belt whilst Edward's on the outside? What the fuck? This is a normal singles match and Pete Dunne letting Edward get back into the ring. Now the match is officially underway and a quick explosion from Pete Dunne to Edward. I said Burn there because I just got like completely sidetracked by CM Punk and also thinking about Burn's injury. And Pete Dunne immediately the slapping face, the overhand chops are being exchanged from these two. And CM Punk immediately assaulting Edward just before the match happened, and security had to drag him away. Just before the bell. Like, Edward is not 100%. He wasn't even standing before the bell was rang, but Edward getting into the ring, getting into the striking exchange with Pete, and as you can see, Edward and Pete going into a hockey fight right now, landing some punches in the face. Now trying to go in for their own little sequence, and Edward getting the upper hand there, trying to go for a pinfall, but I don't think that is wise there. A 2 count, surprisingly. Edward now fighting from the ground up and somehow getting an advantage here after being assaulted by CM Punk. I was about to say, like, listen, EdwardP123 has had beef with CM Punk. Like, he's doing this warm-up match against Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne called for the challenge. But CM Punk isn't booked tonight because of the injury that he sustained to the ribs. And that is in part to Edward, as well as, like, you know, although it was a hardcore match so there wasn't any rules, Edward did throw in the light tube that Top used against CM Punk. He did take off that turnbuckle pad, which Top used to his advantage, and is now Edward throwing all caution to the outside now, just landing as much offense he can onto Pete Dunne to get back in this fight, because yeah, that was a brutal assault on the outside there. Just immediately taking down and launching an all-out assault on him. And Pete capitalizing on it as well with an exploder and stuff. But Pete now trying to log in more moves, but quickly being like taken down. Is a 4 count on the outside. Edward using the outside to his advantage, going after the exposed knee of Pete Dunne. And immediately going after the spine now. Before going up to the top rope. Going up to the top rope there, and a double stomp to the outside. That was the move that he used against Burn in order to beat him last time, was to do a double stomp to the outside. Onto the chest, which managed to win the hardcore bout. And immediately getting back into the ring. Edward tried to swerve down, but that didn't really work. Trying to go in for a kick there of his own. But that also didn't work. Looking to now deal some damage to Edward from Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne going in for the cover of his own. 1 count only. Edward is resilient. That is a thing that you've got to commend when it comes to Edward. He will not stay down if it's anything dependent on him. And now lifting up, go quickly locking down into that Death Valley driver. And trying his hardest to stay in this fight. So Pete Dunne not really getting the best awares, the best out of this situation. He wanted a challenge. He challenged any former flyweight champion, which there was only 2 of. Kota Ibushi was in the match here tonight, so EdwardP123 said I'll step up, and that's what he did. And now Pete Dunne quickly going after the gut right there. Stomping down on it. Edward quickly standing up, trying to fight back a little bit more. But that didn't really work out too well. Quick clothesline takedown. And then immediately trying to go after him a little bit more. But and then taking down one more time. Going after the face right there, raking the mask. And a drop kick straight to the back of the head. Pete Dunne meeting Edward on the outside when he was rolling out there. He knew where Edward was going and immediately followed suit. Going around back there, but Edward quickly trying to not let that happen. But before that again, and immediately dropped on the back of his neck on the outside. Pete targeting that neck area, targeting the head as well. Back of the head, neckish area. Seemingly to be the goal, and a quick, like, just dive for the ropes spear to get in the ring to immediately try to get the win here, but that did not work. Just darted himself into a ring. And a quick forearm straight to Pete Dunne. Going after the arms again. And is now locking the arms behind his knees. And now going in for punches straight to the back of the head. And a double stomp straight to the gut. Kick to the chest. We're showing off a little bit here. I would not suggest that while you're trying to stay on top of this fight. Immediately going up to the top rope into a moonsault. And a quick grazing of the head. Our suffering member top is in the main event here tonight in the final triple threat qualifiers for the COEW Wrestling Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way No. 1 Contenders match. Pete Dunne getting hyped up a little bit here, trying to get a little bit of momentum back on his side. And now going in for an X-Plex maybe. No, into a powerbomb combination. Pete Dunne and Edward's philosophies are similar in the fact that they want to break down their opponents and wear them out and, you know, cause as much pain as possible in technical wrestling. It's just they go about it differently. Pete Dunne is more technical, whereas Edward is more hardcore. Style of wrestling, and again a German suplex landing Edward on the back of his neck. Immediately stomping to the spine, looking for a move off the top rope. What is Pete Dunne looking for? A quick double stomp straight to the gut there. Before lifting up Edward, going in for a kick to the gut, and looking for the X-Plex. Nails it into the canvas. And Pete Dunne looking for the bitter end. Oh, no, looking for the better end probably. Nailing it. This was the move that beat Tyler Bate. Could it be EdwardP123 here tonight? 1, 2, 3. And Edward getting the loss there. And CM Punk staring from the shadows. Like, literally trying his hardest to cause Edward a disturbance, and now Edward immediately marching down the ring. This is not a good idea. There needs to be more security between these two. Like, this is not a good idea. The referee following suit, Edward having the lights on him, CM Punk a little bit taller, and there we go. Both men coming to blows immediately on the ramp, and security coming back out. I don't know why they were not holding them back even more. The lights again going down, and they're both brawling it out. Edward possibly blaming CM Punk for the win there, like Pete Dunne getting the win there. But it is absolutely chaos in COEW Wrestling. We're going to get security to get them out in the back to contest our next match.